All right, guys, welcome to the I Love CVille Show. It's Jerry Miller. It's great to be with you on a rainy Friday across Charlottesville, Albemarle County, Central Virginia, and the world, baby. It might be rainy outside. It's sunny in here. Asher and Orion right around the corner, two musicians that kick ass, baby. They're going to play some original music they wrote from the heart. We're going to showcase them and what they're all about. We want to thank Emily from the Front Porch for helping make this show possible. These gentlemen have a show on Sunday at the Front Porch that we're going to spotlight here. This is kind of the teaser of what you can expect on Sunday. I want you to buy tickets to this show on Sunday. Orion and Asher will give us the nitty-gritty in a matter of moments. Dawn Deser says, hello, my relative, Orion.
Yeah.
She's watching right now. Give it a like, give it a share anywhere you're watching. We got people watching in New York City, on Long Island, outside Philly, in Charlotte, Northern Virginia, Richmond, and Virginia Beach right now on the I Love CVille Show. Guys, before we go anywhere, let's thank some of the sponsors that make the program possible. First, we will give some love to a 4-generation strong business. Ladies and gentlemen, this company started in 1969, Interstate Pest and Service Companies. We are their proud advertising agency of record. One man in 1969 started with a dream to build a company. Hard work, one truck, and himself. Today, nearly 100 employees in a Commonwealth-wide footprint. We salute entrepreneurial journeys like that on the I Love CVille Show. We give some good love to the good doctor, Dr. Scott Wagner Chiropractic and Sports Medicine. Also, our client, Scott Wagner, physical therapy, sports medicine, chiropractic care. This dude is changing people's lives. Who's got your back? Dr. Scott Wagner has your back. I have the easy job. I'm myself, 5 days a week on this show, on this set, talking about the best of Charlottesville, Virginia. Harris Tolber, Judah Wickhauer, the team upstairs, led by Lauren Linsky, has the hard job, guys, of keeping me on track. That is no easy task. Harris Tolber, my friend, my pal, my child, my homie, my good amigo. Let's go to the studio cam. Let's welcome Asher McGlothlin to the show, Orion Faruque to the show. Gentlemen, ¿qué pasa? How are you?
Estoy bien.
Oh, all right. I love it, baby. This is going to be a fire program, I can tell already. Give it a like, give it a share on any channel that you're watching. Orion, we will start with you, sir. The man, the myth, the legend, passions, hobbies, interests, who you are as a person, what you love about Charlottesville. The show is yours, sir.
Man, so Charlottesville has been my hometown for my whole life. I was born here. I moved away, at the end of high school and traveled all over the U.S. and I was living in Minneapolis and Asheville, North Carolina. And then I made the decision that I wanted to come back to Charlottesville because my heart told me so. Really, I came here, I was playing music, and I was just like, okay, this is the place for me to be. Asheville is a great music scene, but I came here and just got really entrenched in music here. I guess some of my hobbies are eating sandwiches, Thai food, riding longboards as fast as possible downhill, and just doing the normal stuff, hanging out with my friends, going to Fridays after 5. You can find me at Sky Bar quite often. And I guess you were asking about musical influences. I grew up kind of playing bluegrass and that kind of stuff and playing in the church with my mom and my siblings. So I had this really cool musical background learning how to play with people. And then throughout high school, I started writing music and producing music, recording to tape decks in my friends' basements. And then when I got to college, I started just exploring every music I could hear. I've been really inspired by John Butler recently. He's one of the first guys I heard, and I was like, okay, my brand or my music could go far. Django Reinhardt is a gypsy jazz dude I'm really inspired by, and man, I'm always forgetting everybody that I love, but I love classical music. Oh yeah, John Prine, man, dude, that guy is an undersung hero that I undersung just now.
Right there. This gentleman over here, Asher, he needs no introduction, but we're going to give him one anyway. Jimmy Krasinski, I'm messing up your last name. He says, what up, gentlemen?
What's up, Jimmy?
Chris Turner says, what up from Crozet? Asher, the show is yours. Same question. Passions, hobbies, interests, who you are as a man, who you are as a musician.
Yeah, so I grew up in Grundy, Virginia. It's a small town in southwest Virginia.
Oh, yeah.
And I absolutely love the place and the people there, and feel very lucky to have been born and raised there. And then I moved to Charlottesville about 8 years ago for undergrad at UVA, and just loved it so much that I decided to stick around for another 4 years after that. Woo. And love the music scene here. In school, I studied architecture and still work in that field. About to go back to grad school for it this fall.
Where?
But Columbia.
Cool, dude.
Yeah,
Smart
New
guy
York.
on set right here.
Oh yeah.
You got a
Thank you.
similar story to mine, and I'm going to throw it back to you. Came to
Yeah.
Charlottesville for the University of Virginia, fell in love with UVA and Charlottesville immediately. I'm like, this is my home. Love the food, love the culture, love the girls, although I'm a one-woman man right now. My wife is watching right now.
Shout out.
I love everything about this community. Back to you, Asher.
Yeah, I love Charlottesville too. I mean, it's the music scene here. I feel like for the size of this community, is just
Off the chain.
nowhere else even comes close to it. Everyone here is just so supportive of one another. So many great venues, so many great bands. Yeah, love Charlottesville.
Jeremy Sharp says, I also like sandwiches, Orion.
I know.
Some of your favorite sandwiches? You going to throw any out there?
Oh, dude, I'm a big fan of banh mi's. I like making them at home. Sometimes I'll go. Actually, we're sitting right next door to the Market Street Market. I'll go over there. I'll buy a loaf of bread and a bunch of parsley and some of their salmon salad, jalapeno, a few other things. I'll chop that loaf of bread in half. Just spread like a quarter pound of the salmon salad, parsley, jalapeno on it. Boom, done.
Margaret Matthews says, such talent on your set right now, Jerry, with Orion and Asher. Get out of the way and let these guys play some effing music. All right, I'll shut the hell up. I will shut the hell up. The first song, guys, is an Asher song. It's called St. Patty's Day. The new single is coming out next month. Set the stage for us, and then we'll hear it.
Yeah, so this song is I'm releasing it as a single early in July, and it's a song I've been working on for about 4 years now. And for the longest time, I never really knew exactly what it was about, but I think I kind of figured it out. I feel like that's the hardest part of writing a song, is understanding what it's about. And this one I figured out it's about the day that I found my guitar here.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Show is yours, gentlemen.
First true love of my life. She came dancing down Main Street, just like a plastic bag floating in the wind. I'd been singing for change all day, feeling just brave enough to take her hand. I twirled her around, looked into her eyes, and asked her, where you wanna go home? She just smiled back at me. She said, honey, I hope I'll never know. Whoa, whoa, whoa. She felt so real. She felt so right. She felt like drinking whiskey by an open fire. Sweeter love I've never found. I followed her through the mountains, and she kept me warm through the Shenandoah rain. The notes she sang to my songs lit a fire in my heart and helped me shine again. Way up on the summit, looking out over Virginia, I finally found my melody. Now I know, no matter where I go, no one can take that from me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. She felt so real, she felt so right. She felt like drinking whiskey by an open fire. A sweeter love I've never found. My heart's never been the same since that St. Patrick's Day. Oh! She's still here beside me. We make music everywhere we go. And and ask for where our journey will end. I hope I never know. I always dreamed that heaven was like a Baptist church window with the light pouring through. The older I get, the more I realize I've been there a time or two. It felt so real, she felt so right. She felt like drinking whiskey by an open fire. Sweeter love I've never found. My heart's never been the same since that St. Patrick's Day.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. You guys are getting some props right now on the feed. Max Banks says, woo. Ariana Mickelwitz says, hand clap, hand clap, hand clap.
She took that rockin' photo.
Yeah. She did?
Yeah,
That was a badass photo, Ariana.
Love you, Ariana.
Let's give some props to, is it Ian Skildar, Kevin Van Dyke, watching right now on the I Love CVille Show, giving you some props right now. Rick Henderson in Richmond says, this is my lunch break every Friday, guys. You sound fantastic. Jeremy Sharp is giving you some props. Grace Masia in D.C. says the entire office is watching the show right now. Keep rocking. Bellamy Brown, hello. Jeff Leonard from the radio, hello. Donna Peterson Matthews, hello. Got the folks at the Southern and the Jefferson right now watching the program. What do we hear? St. Patty's Day. Tell us about
St. Patrick's Day, yeah. So, yes, started writing that one about 4 years ago, and for the longest time, kind of didn't exactly know what it was about. Thought it was maybe about a girl, but no, it was actually about my guitar, which I got it from a music store in Virginia Beach, Alpha Music. I went down there with a friend of mine, and he was having to get some new drum heads for his drum kit, and I was doing the classic pick every guitar off the wall and just kind of like noodle around on it for a few minutes. And then I picked up this one and I was just like, oh my God, like this is the best instrument I've ever played.
You could say she felt so right.
She felt so right, man.
So
I
real.
like to think I
Just
chose
like
the
drinking
guitar,
whiskey.
But I think she chose me.
Yeah.
I love the voice.
Thank you.
I love the voice because it has like passion and heart and soul and some hurt and some emotion. It's authentic.
Thank you.
It's so genuine and real. I feel like you're a mix of you got like some country, some rock, a little bit of blues. That song had the hook, no doubt. Talk to us a lot about the inspiration, how you grew up becoming this musician, this singer-songwriter. What led to this point?
Yeah, I started learning guitar when I think I was like in 8th grade. My brother started teaching me, and then I got mono, so I couldn't go to school for like a month and a half, and so I was just at home like really bored, and really got into music and playing guitar at that point. And throughout high school, just played in the band at my church, sang in the choir. Shout out to Buchanan First Presbyterian Church.
There we go.
Yeah. First place I think I ever played music at in front of people. Yeah.
You're getting some props from Bill. He says Hops says hello to his
what's up,
Appalachian
Hops?
Trail friend. Talk to us about hiking the Appalachian Trail.
Yeah, so last summer I had a great opportunity to through hike the Appalachian Trail, and met a lot of awesome people along the way, Hops being one of them. Started at the beginning of March and took about 6 months, finished at the end of August, and was just it's something I've wanted to do my entire life. Grew up in Boy Scouts, and
Me too.
it was completely, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Let me throw this to you, Orion. We're watching people. Calvin Ackerson says, "What's up, Orion?"
Yo, what's up? I'm
you're
down in
getting up-
Hendersonville next week.
Really?
Yeah.
That's where he's watching?
Yeah, Hendersonville, North Carolina.
So my parents live in Hendersonville.
Oh, wow.
Right now, I go there all the time. I love Asheville and Hendersonville. Laura Kelly says, "What up?"
Yo.
Taylor Cook says, "What up?"
What's
Joyce
up?
Camden says, "What up?" Like and share the stream anywhere you're watching. You have roughly 4,000 people on the stream right now. Let me throw to you St. Patrick's Day. What you love about it?
So, man, that's a difficult question, but what I really love about it is Asher's always coming to me, especially with that song, and he's asking me like these different lyrics. He's like, "Do you like this one or do you like this one?" And really, they're all just the same line about his life. He's trying to talk about, is he walking through Virginia or is he, looking out over Shenandoah? or Appalachia, and all of that just really speaks to me. I really like the melody, and yeah, it's just a well-written song. And
Thanks, man.
When you sing it, I really get that feeling that I'm actually walking through the woods, which is one of everybody's favorite thing, right?
Yeah.
Hiking. Yeah.
I love it. As a Virginia boy, no doubt. And Michael Allenby from the Festi watching right now. He's giving you guys some props. Guys, I know my role. My role is to shut the hell up and let you guys do your thing. Orion's got a song coming up right now. This song is going to kick some ass and take some names. What is it? Make
Believe
Man, guys,
Yeah.
is an Orion single. I'm excited to hear this. Set the stage first of Make Believe Man before we go down that road.
Yeah. This is it's a tune that I wrote probably 3 years ago now, and it was written in a lucid dream. So I hold no responsibility for this song.
Well, what kind of dream? What were you doing beforehand? I party.
Yeah, I was living at a studio, and like the night before, I think we had some shows or something, and I was sleeping on my couch, listening to the birds wake up, and I was in this super cool dream. And I got an idea for a song in the dream, and I remember like kind of waking up and like pulling my phone out and like jotting down some lyrics, and then pushing myself back down in the dream. I was like, okay, cool. Stay in the dream, wake up, write some more lyrics, push yourself back down in it. So I don't know. I view it as a cover tune, really.
Do you do that very often?
Occasionally.
Lucid dream songwriting?
Well, I lucid dream quite frequently, but I try to utilize it. I guess I'm a workaholic.
I know the feeling.
This should be your next Front Porch class, lucid dream songwriting.
Yeah. Lucid dream songwriting. Yeah.
All right, we're going to have some fun here on the I Love CVille Show. Lloyd Combs says, hi, Asher.
Lloyd.
Loving the show from back home, baby.
Awesome.
Show is yours, Orion.
Running through my thoughts and on my mind, I cannot stop. Bouncing off the inside of my head. It's 3:36 a.m. and now I'm lost. Sat with Ghost's friend. Now I'll make believe if you play pretend. And I'll make believe if you play pretend. Staring at your picture on the wall, I cannot stop. Bouncing off the inside of my head. It's 4:30 a.m. and now I'm lost. Sat with Ghost's friend. Now I'll make believe if you play pretend. And I'll make believe if you play pretend. I fell in love with the girl of my dreams last night. I don't think that I've ever seen her here before. Her eyes so pretty and her dress so green says the things that I adore. We'll fall in love and run away from our friends out on the dance floor. Now I'll make believe if you play pretend. And I'll make believe if you play pretend. I fell in love with the girl in my dreams last night. I only get to see her when my eyes are closed. I can't wait to get off and go to sleep tonight. Maybe I'll just see her the next time that I doze. Now I'll make believe if you play pretend. And I'll make believe if you play pretend. Spinning pictures cold through my eyes, I cannot stop. Bouncing off the inside of my head. It's 2:45, I'm lost and circling. Channel scan again. Now I'll make believe if you play pretend. And I'll make believe if you play pretend. Oh, I'll make believe if you play pretend. And I'll make believe if you play pretend. Yeah, I'll make believe if you play pretend. And I'll make believe if you play pretend.
Dude, the hook. No doubt.
That was the idea, right?
I mean, it's got the hook, man, and I that's gonna get like stuck in my craw, stuck in my head. All make believe if you play pretend.
Yeah, man.
Talk to us about the song.
Well, so it's like I said, I guess I fell in love with a girl in my dream that's not really a real person. She was just like a combination of a bunch of things.
What's that girl like?
Well, you got to listen to the song. She wears a green dress. She's got real pretty eyes. She made me learn how to dance, and it was really awesome. We were just, that moment when you're like at a party, or I guess maybe with your wife. You guys were at a party, and you realized.
I met her on an airplane.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
well,
really?
you sure?
Within 3 weeks, she moved down from New York City to Charlottesville.
That's awesome.
Dude, that's amazing.
Yeah, no bullshit.
Good job, man. Yeah. But no, it's that moment where you're like, I don't want to be with anybody else. I kind of want to be on my own. And then the other thing is I like to have duality in my songs. And so the other thing is it's kind of like calling people out. If you're gonna be fake, I'm gonna pretend that that's okay with me, but I'm not. It's not. So, yeah. That's
Meg Taylor, welcome to the show. Hunter Blackwell, giving you guys some props. Welcome to the show, Hunter Blackwell. Give it a like, give it a share. Anywhere you are watching on the I Love CVille network, what did you like about that song, Asher?
I mean, the hook of it's beautiful. The words of it are beautiful, and I think the song just has such a great story.
Thanks, man.
To it, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I love all of your songwriting, but this one in particular, I mean, it's just like
Thanks,
such
man.
like cool lyrics to it.
Yeah, I was trying to kind of portray like the events of one night spread out over years.
Yeah.
Just anywhere you're coming at the song from, I want people to be able to engage with it and kind of eat it.
How about I ask this to all singer-songwriters on the show, the vulnerability about writing a song from the heart and then playing it in front of a shitload of people and then telling people, like, these are my emotions. It's hurt, it's pain, it may be happiness, whatever you're feeling at the time when you wrote the song. Talk to me about that, both you guys. Orion, you first here.
So I talk about that quite frequently. I'm like, hey, I wrote this song in my bedroom, potentially in my boxers, sitting on a couch, like not really thinking about it. I just had to have something come out. And then 6 months later, I'm standing on a huge stage in front of a bunch of people being like, okay, now I'm going to do this. And so it is. You hit the nail right on the head. It's very vulnerable, but it's really cool. It's the fact that I'm able to share that, I find really cool. And I think that's a responsibility as a songwriter, really. If you're not writing from like kind of a vulnerable place, people oftentimes have an issue engaging with it.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I find with songwriting, when I first started getting into songwriting, I kept writing like sad songs, and I don't know if that was because like I was shooting for the country genre, but I think it's also just kind of like growing up for me. It was just it was like a release, like an emotional release, and and at first I remember like writing some of these songs, but like I need to stop writing sad songs. But I feel like sometimes when you play them, it's people want that.
Totally agree, because it's
Sad songs
relatable.
plays,
It's like saying like I feel the same way. Yeah, like I've been there. I've been where you're at. It's gonna be all right.
I think you might agree with me on this. We have a songwriting kind of club. We call it a guild because we're fancy.
Songwriting guild.
It's the Songwriting Guild of Charlottesville. But anyway, we oftentimes talk about songwriting, and I think what you were saying, like people engaging with it. I also feel kind of bad when I'm at a show and I'm like, all right, this is a slow, sad song next. And then some people have actually come up to me and been like, that's okay. You're making someone feel something real from their heart. And that's a good thing.
I think, so Luke Combs is taking over country music. And Luke Combs is a guy that I think is like undeniably, like incredibly relatable. And I feel like the lyrics that you guys are talking about, like, you guys are writing from like such a real and authentic place from your heart and something that you experience firsthand, that like what we want as listeners and what we want as fans of like rock stars is to hear stuff that we can relate to. We don't have your talent of being able to put it into words or put it into music or play the guitar like you guys, but when we hear it, we can understand something about ourselves. And when we hear it and understand something about ourselves, that's when we make this human connection with you guys, and then that's when we become like loyal freaking fans. Throw it to you.
That's exactly what I want to happen. I'm just trying to make people feel a little bit deeper than they did yesterday. If that's a happy thing or if that's a sad thing, whatever it is, just
want them to feel.
Yeah, I know this might sound sappy, but get in touch with who you are, like kind of get in there and see what it's all about, because there's a cool person inside every person.
Doug Niven, thanks for showcasing some great local artists, Jerry. Great content. Thank you, Doug. He's watching it at NBC 29 right now. A great friend of the program, Doug. He's also put that on your feed. Give it a like, give it a share. I got to ask you how Grundy, Southwest Virginia, has influenced you.
Definitely. I mean, the music there, a lot of like bluegrass and old time music.
Woo!
Southern rock. Yeah. So just grew up listening to a lot of that growing up, and loving some of the classic country artists. I mean, Hank Williams, Johnny Cash, Merle Haggard, Waylon Jennings, John Prine.
Waylon
John
Jennings.
Prine's a big one. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna get out of the way. Let's go with your third song. It's an Asher song, Higher Plane.
Yep. Yeah. Higher Plane.
Higher Plane. Set the stage, my friend.
Yeah. So this one, I put this one out back in September, and I would say kind of the influence behind it was when I wrote it, it was kind of leading up to beginning to hike the Appalachian Trail, and I think it was just kind of me almost like daydreaming about what that experience, something I'd wanted to do for my whole life, like what that would be like. So I think that was the primary kind of driver.
Higher Plane, guys. Asher original.
Baby, there's no need for hurry. Yeah, the reflection in your eyes of the full moon tonight, and the mountains out and near, the sound we lay on, as soft as fresh linen, and the ocean tonight. Don't it look just right for us to disappear? I know that nothing lasts forever. It tastes no less sweet. Are you walking on a higher plane or just a dream? Pull me under. I know that nothing lasts forever. It tastes no less sweet. Are you walking on a higher plane or just a dream? Baby, till the morning sun comes, I will keep you warm here in my arms. We can rest as one. Oh, baby, I have no need for worry. Yeah, when I look into your eyes, I see a bright light. It shines truth into my world.
Asher, so effing good, dude.
Thank you very much.
So effing good.
Appreciate it.
Goosebumps, dude, for real. Goosebumps. Tell us about the song. I'm going to get out of the way.
Yeah, I started writing it. It's funny, I actually wrote, that's one of the only songs I think that I've written that's been worth anything that I wrote in one day.
One day?
Yeah.
Get out.
It was on a Sunday leading up, I guess like a month or two before I started hiking the AT, and it was on a Sunday, and I was like, gosh, I just cannot wait to get out there and start this like journey. And it just came together so fast. Because like we were saying earlier, I feel like sometimes the hardest part of writing a song is
Starting?
you're starting to write it.
Or finishing.
Or
any
finishing.
part.
It's like, what's it about,
Yeah.
And once you know what it's about, that one was like, I know exactly what's on my mind, what's in my heart, and it just came right out.
What are the circumstances of the best kind of like inspiration for you guys as songwriters? Heartbreak, couple of drinks.
Well, yeah,
some herb?
heartbreak is always a good one
Yeah.
for the song. For your personal life, it's not the best, but heartbreak is an easy shortcut. But a lot of people think about, pain informing art and feeling like you have to have pain to write music. But that's not really true. You can access all sorts of different memories or, good feelings. Honestly, for me, one of the cool things I was learning from a songwriter named Brian Laidlaw. He's a poetry professor, and he talked about trigger phrases, like looking for an idea in a situation or a day or a conversation that's like a phrase that you can pull, and it's like a whole idea. I've always said that a good song has one feeling about a particular topic in it. A great song has 2 to 3. And an amazing song that really moves you has all of the feelings that the artist could have thought of about that situation in it. And I feel like trigger phrases are an easy way that I use to get engaged in that.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with what you're saying. I don't know that I can really add much more to it than that. I think that's a pretty
I had a
perfect
question about the higher
Dude, you're
plane.
deep. You're like a Renaissance dude over here. Seriously.
I try not to go too deep.
No, you do get deep. You should get deep, dude. I appreciate that.
Thank you, man. I appreciate-
Evan Gray Best. Wow, Asher's
Oh,
voice
nice,
is amazing. I'm glad I tuned in. Veronica Espinoza.
Oh,
Heath
yeah.
and Harper say, what? It's Orion, and he's famous.
That's awesome.
Who are Veronica? Who's Veronica
So
Espinoza?
Veronica is she works for a family that I've known. They actually gave me my first job cutting fruit at Edible Arrangements.
Nice.
Heath and
Nice.
Harper are 2 boys that are amazing dudes, and I was working with them, helping them learn some music last year. And so they're playing drums and they're playing keyboards and they're just singing. It's great, man.
Shane Sparks says what up. Joe Lio says what up. I might be messing up his last name. Nicholas Barton's giving you props. Taylor Terry's giving you some props right now. Give the show a like and a share on any of the Facebook pages you're watching. Harris, why don't we do this so we can communicate? Why don't we go to Orion's next song? Where'd you go?
Actually, so I think I'm going to stick in another song
Please.
because I'm really excited about it.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a name yet.
Okay.
Because I wrote it very recently, and you were kind of asking about the songwriting process. This was kind of just like a poem
Okay.
that I wrote, and then I was wanted to write about a specific subject that I hadn't written about in a very long time, and so I just wrote it while I was living in Havana, Cuba.
Get out.
And
Mi
then-
madre es cubana.
Sí.
Sí.
Oh, muy bien.
Por eso yo hablo español.
Sí, porque
You lived in Havana.
That's
Good.
I've lived in Havana for March with my violin player Ellie Bashkow.
Get out. Tell me, I got to ask you about this. Tell
Oh,
me
dude.
about Havana. and
It was
Cuba.
crazy.
I want to
So-
go. I've never been.
Well, so we went to study at the Havana Music School. Shout out Havana Music School. It's a great place if you're trying to learn about Cuban music or just learn about music in general. Go there. There's a bunch of great teachers. So we were living in Havana for 3 weeks and studying on our weekdays. And then on our weekends, we kind of traveled and played. We met a bunch of really good guys, played some gigs. We actually started recording a single down there that we're still kind of working on. Hopefully it'll be out at the end of July, maybe early August. But yeah, we found a studio down there we were working in. And I guess the biggest difference is just the dedication that musicians there have. Like, you can't be distracted by your phone or something like that. They just sit there and practice all day long, and I've never felt like I was a worse musician than when I was in Cuba, just because everybody there is like what you think of as a New York jazz cat. Like, the talent is incredible.
You guys are getting props on the feed. Harris, why don't you get the Orion's music video queued up? We'll play it after this song. So giving you a little communication there. Bridget Rogers says you guys are amazing. Peter Eisenbrown says sounds good. I love catching this live music. I'm watching here in Saluda. Where is he watching?
So Saluda, North Carolina is about 15 minutes from Hendersonville, actually.
Okay.
It's down 26, that super steep section of the interstate there. That's actually where I used to live at for 2 years when I was living in Asheville. I lived on top of a mountain called Judd's Peak in a converted house that we converted into a studio. Actually, the music video we're going to watch I recorded in the living room there. I've done a bunch of recording there.
I love it. Brian Stevens says you guys are killing it, broskies. So I'm going to get out of the way. This is, are we going to call this the Nameless song?
Yeah, I've been calling it The Letter.
The Letter. Okay. All right.
You're talking about deep.
The Letter.
Hope you can swim. Hello, I'm sorry for not writing before, but I'm hurting me to think of you. I'm older and I'm stronger, but I still find myself leaning on your shoulders, peeking over boulders. People say to pick and choose what it is that I do. I say that's not for me, that's how it is for you. Now storm clouds are hovering over my bed, and still that sun is shining through. I've run question and question over and over, racking my brain. Is it breakfast if you haven't slept in a week? Are my eyes still wet if I haven't wept? If it's raining, why is the sun shining too? Is a thought the same if I've thought it twice? Now I've been struggling for so long, trying to understand, listen to the sounds of my own voice talking. It is hard for me to stand when I cannot even kneel, and now I'm left wondering when you were even real. Longer and longer time has run, well still I stay stuck in the past. It's hurting me to talk, to think of you still. I've run question over, racking my brain again and again. Is my head spinning 'cause the world is turning? Does the sunset have color if I catch it black and white? Are goodbyes good if I mean goodbye? Is my song still good if I wrote it high? Now I'm practicing speaking in words again, learning just where I begin. This letter to myself, or is it to you? I trust I will know when I am through.
Nice. Some heady lyrics right there, man. Beth Mikovich, I'm messing your last name up. Proud of you, Orion. Love that song.
We used to cut fruit together.
She's so proud of you. She's giving you some props. I love the right there. Jen Ayun? Ani.
Yeah.
Amen, Asher. So relatable.
Superior.
Thank you.
She's giving you props right there. Talk to us about that song.
Well, I was trying to write a bunch of questions into one song. Like I had this idea. I was like, I have all these questions that don't really make sense and don't really need an answer. Like, is it breakfast if you haven't slept in the week? I guess that line came from me and my friends regularly get to the wee morning hours and we get to watch the sunrise. But there are two ways to get there. You can either wake up early or stay up late. We tend to stay up late and wake up early. But yeah, so it was kind of, I just wanted to write all of that into a song. And yeah, I guess I started writing this as a letter and I got really confused because it turned into a song. So
I love it. Tyler Sullinger, who is watching in South Carolina right now, is giving you some props. Lexington, South Carolina. Give it a like, give it a share on any feed that you're watching. Harris, why don't you get the music video ready to queue up and go? Before we get to the music video, so we can give you some time, and this is an Orion music video we're about to see, why don't you preview Sunday's show at the Front Porch?
Yeah, so this is the show's called Behind the Music, and it'll be with Orion, myself, Lewis Smith, and Nan McMillan. Lewis is the front man of Kendall Street Company, and Nan is another great CVille musician who plays with Orion a lot with his band, the Melted Crayons.
yeah.
And the format I think we'll be looking for is it'll be similar to like a songwriters round where we'll each be playing two of our original tunes at a time, kind of going down the line. And I think over the course of the night, we'll probably each play 5 or 6 originals, and we'll be singing with each other, playing. Orion's going to play some piano on some of my tunes.
I'm stoked. And Nan's going to play some piano on mine. You're going to play some djembe, aren't you?
I am going to be playing a djembe on a tune or two.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's kind of, we wanted to do our own take on a songwriters round instead of just having your friends sit there. We hang out all the time. We play music all the time. We're like, why don't you just play with me, and then we can dive in. And we're welcoming people, kind of like this show. We want people to be asking questions and helping us dive into the music. And we really want to talk about our songwriting process and where different things come from, why we do things the way we do.
Rain and Connie Matternick giving you some props.
Oh, hey.
Woo! Give it a like, give it a share. This is great. You guys are going to love this. So Disco Risque played the I Love CVille show a few Fridays back. In fact, their encore on the I Love CVille show was stopped abruptly by Charlottesville's finest banging on the door. The police came in and asked us to stop. And where I'm going with this is Ryan, the front man from Disco Risque, is watching the show right now. He says, you guys sound absolutely amazing. I'm in Denver now.
Thanks,
watching the show. Huge fan of you, Ryan. Huge fan of Disco Risque and what you guys are doing. One of the best ways we've ever finished the shows with Charlottesville's finest coming in here and banging the door.
They do get risque.
They were getting after it. It was such a good show. Laura Kelly just gave us some props right now. She's watching the show. All right, get the video ready to go. Harris, are you good on that? Why don't you set the tone for the video?
Yeah. So this is actually one of the tunes I'm going to be playing on Friday night, and it's a song called Champagne. Like I mentioned, I was living in Saluda. I went down there for some shows, and I was working at a place down there for the weekend. So I went down, and on Sunday morning, I think we played an art festival, me and my best friend Ryan Blanton, and I had just gotten this new guitar that I'm playing today. And I was sitting there, and it was really rainy. It was like one of the rainiest seasons ever, and I was kind of bummed because there was some really heavy emotional stuff was happening for me. Ran into my ex-girlfriend. I was like, man, this sucks.
That's never
And she was like at the park behind my house, and my truck starter wouldn't go, and I was like, I just want to drive away. So, well, you were talking about heartbreak. This Breathe EP that I put out, it's all about heartbreak. But I was sitting there, and the sun was reflecting off all the water droplets on all the trees, and the whole world looked like champagne. So I put out the song, I wrote it, and 24 hours later, put out a whole EP around the song. And Corey Cronin, she was working at the Lighthouse studio with a guy named Joe Vina, and they reached out to us about wanting to make a video for their summer camp. And so I sent them the music and didn't really hear anything back for a few months. And then all of a sudden they just emailed me, and they're like, hey, check out this music video that our students made. So I think it was a bunch of high schoolers that made it, but I really enjoyed the fact that they encapsulated the story, or what they took from the story. And that's the cool thing as a songwriter, is to just get to see what other people do. So I'm always a fan of these like mixed media things where, say, I'm playing music and there's like a live painter, or a music video that someone else is making. Yeah. So this is the Champagne music video made by the Lighthouse Studios.
So Harris, you're going to run the show. Throw it to you in 10 seconds. Before we throw it to you in 10 seconds, Margaret Meadows, who's watching in Beckley, West Virginia.
Hey, Margaret.
She's giving you some props right now. If you want me to relay a message to the fellas, I'm happy to do it. Jen says, I love you guys. I'm so proud of you, honey. Thanks for the shout out.
That's
the
awesome.
places you will go. Thank you for sharing your music for the world. Harris, on your cue, the music video, my friend.
This isn't normal. This is not okay. She's a little old for this.
It's fine. Just let her be a child.
Fine.
The leaves are falling off the tree. The nights are bending at their knees. The river's flowing, overflowing with the rain. is sparkling, sparkling like champagne. Drink this all in. First this and then. Parts of me are falling away. Parts of me are here to stay. Parts of me are fading away. Parts of me are growing today. Parts of me are falling away. Parts of me are here to stay. Parts of me are fading away. Parts of me are growing today.
Loved it. Loved it. Tell us about the music video.
Well, so I've watched it quite a few times to try to figure out the story they were trying to tell, and I've seen a bunch of different things in it, which is really cool to me. I think what they took out of it was kind of growing up and like moving on from being a child and becoming an adult, which is definitely a big theme in my songwriting. Because as a musician, you're kind of in this strange dichotomy where you're denying the fact that you're growing up because you need to write music, but also at the same time, for yourself, you need to grow up. So Champagne's kind of the mixture of the two.
I love it. Abby Tenenbaum Guskin, welcome to the show. Tim Ryan in DC, thank you for joining us. Rick is still watching in Richmond. I mean, people are not leaving. Michael Jameson in Philly. Bill Granford outside Chicago. Rob Lawson watching in Crozet. Dan Barnes in Charlottesville. 2 songs left, guys. These guys are crushing it. Asher is going to get in the mix right now. Somebody to Keep Me Warm, Asher. Talk to us about this.
So I wrote this one about 3 years ago, and I had like just gotten out of a relationship, and I was like home over a holiday, and just like kind of just sitting at home one night, and I don't know, the idea popped into my head. It's like I'm not looking, and that's kind of one of the lines in the song. Like I'm not looking for a lover, just somebody to keep me warm, just somebody to share company with.
We call that friends with benefits? Yeah. Is that what we call that?
He got it.
Is that right?
He knows.
Friends with benefits are great. Ray Goodell, thank you for sharing the show. It's okay, she doesn't know that you're playing this about her. Or maybe she does. All right, I'll stop talking, Asher. I'm sorry.
Gone are the blooms on the trees, along with all the birds and the bees. The spring is left and taken, their sweet, sweet song, yeah. Now I'm not looking for a lover, just somebody to keep me warm. And every sunset, I just feel alone. I switched apartments, it don't feel like a home. I know you're not looking for a man to call your own, no. But just for tonight, darling, will you keep me warm? I built a fire, put on my best coat, but baby, I still feel so cold.
flame is nice, but it don't feel quite right without a woman here to hold. So if you're lonely or just want something new, then darling, I just might have the cure for your blues. But don't come looking for love, it's already gone. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But if you want someone to hold you through the night, I will keep you warm. Yes, I will. 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 I will keep you warm.
Dude, so good. Jeff Shatler says awesomeness. And I totally agree.
What's up, Jeff?
Give it a like, give it a share. That was fire. Welcome to the show, Mary Blake. Andy Thacker watching right now. Love Cannon's finest. Watch him right now. Somebody to keep us warm. Somebody to keep you warm.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that.
Yeah, so wrote that being home. I want to say I was home over like Thanksgiving or something, or Easter, I don't know, but just kind of like being really kind of lonely one night shortly after getting out of a relationship. I was like, I'm not looking for love, just somebody to keep me warm.
Keeping it honest.
Yeah, dude. I appreciate the honesty. What did you like about it? You were getting after it during that song. Dude, it had it. It's totally.
Dude, I saw the one of the first times I met Asher.
Where did you guys meet? How did you meet?
We met in September of
Yeah,
last
we
year.
met.
Never,
We met
not
in the studio.
Super long time.
Yeah, we met in the studio because I moved to town.
I came to your studio.
Yeah, while you were out of town for Appalachian
hiking.
Trail,
Yeah,
right? Yeah. And so I was recording this song called Take a Nap, and he came in because my buddy Lewis told me, he was like, well, you said you like to perform for people, when you're recording, so it makes the process a little easier. And then I think you had a show at the Jefferson a little bit after that.
Yeah.
I didn't really, so I went side stage and was like watching you with the band do that like dun 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 dun. Yeah. I just love that.
John Kelly watching right now.
Yeah, what's up, John?
John
Hey,
Kelly's
John.
the man. John Kelly, we need to get you on the show. Open invitation anytime you want. I'd be remiss if we didn't highlight the Front Porch.
Oh, absolutely.
Throw it out there. You guys
Yeah.
offer some commentary, some perspective on the Front Porch.
Front Porch is it's a really cool organization I've been working with for the past year. They're like kind of a roots music school, and they're trying to teach music to people who are not really in the place where they can get lessons, or I think their other mission is kind of bringing in music that's a little bit different and has a story to tell, and then they're just trying to do community outreach.
Harris, I'm going to get you in the mix here shortly, so get ready to rock and roll. Your thoughts on the Front Porch Sunday show?
I love it. Yeah, I mean, I think the first time that I went to the Front Porch was I went there for a show last year, and then I had the opportunity on New Year's Eve this past year to play with Nan McMillan there in a songwriter showcase they do. And I think that's just one example of a lot of great shows they do to not only support local music, which they do an incredible job of doing, but they're also bringing in people from internationally to come and play there. And it's just such a great asset.
I'm trying to get them to bring
community.
some Cuban musicians.
Please.
Like some sort of visa program.
That would be amazing.
Kind of confusing right now, but yeah.
The Cuban folks are such passionate, creative, full of
man.
love individuals. D. Zarpalan.
Dee and Claudio.
Yeah, we love Asher and Orion. Harris, I'm
you,
about to throw it to you.
too.
John Kelly says soon, Jerry, soon. Stephen Ross says, yay, Orion and Asher. Giving you guys some props. Harris Tolbert, jump in the mix here, baby. What do you got?
Yeah, Jerry.
I've really enjoyed this interview so far, and these guys are just bursting with creativity as artists. And one thing I want to ask you, Orion, is songwriting. Okay, a lot of musicians, some of my favorite musicians, say that if they don't finish a song, actually, I'll throw this to both of you guys, obviously, because y'all are both talented songwriters. If they don't finish a song the day that they start the idea for the song, some of my favorite artists say they'll never come back to it because sometimes it gets worse as you go back to it. Writing a song, I feel like, is not always like writing like a paper or something like that, where the more you edit it, the better it gets. Sometimes if you don't get it all out at once, it can get worse from there. Like, how is that for y'all when you're writing a song?
So I definitely prefer it if I can finish it in the same day. But there are certain songs that need that time to mature and kind of germinate, or I guess would be the word, because you're starting from one place, and then the end of the song might be a place that you as a person haven't grown to yet. So there are songs that I started when I was a kid that I'm still working on. Now, I don't know if they'll ever get released, but there's one specific song I can think of that I wrote some of it when I was 14. I wrote some of it.
How old are you now?
I'm 27.
Okay.
So I wrote some of it when I was 14. I wrote some of it when I was 18, 16, stuff like that. And then I wrote some of it when I was like 23 or 24 and like kind of finished it off. So sometimes it works. You just kind of have to be able to pull yourself back into that space and respect the song enough to understand that there's a space to enter,
Yeah, I would say I would agree with that. I've had some songs that I've written in a day. I mean, A Higher Plane and then Somebody to Keep Me Warm I both wrote mostly in a day. I mean, some edits to those. But then I have other ones like the St. Patrick's Day song that, I mean, I've been working on that one on again, off again for about 4 years now.
Didn't you just track vocals on that yesterday? So it's like
cemented. And up until the last minute, the night before, I was like talking to my brother Aaron, and I was like, should I go with this lyric or this lyric?
Yeah.
And he was just kind of like, I don't know, dude. And I was telling him, I was like, it's kind of like studying for a test, It's like when you're going in to record, it's like you study, like you cram, you try to like mess with the lyrics, and then you go in and record it, and you're like, all right, well, this is what the song is going to be now.
I love it. I love it. You guys have kicked ass today, dude. We got one left. We'll call this the encore. A lot of folks watching. Give it a like. Hodges Myers, what up?
Yo, what's up?
Thank you for joining us on the I Love CVille Show. Where'd you go? Set the stage for us.
So this is actually, to kind of piggyback off your question, this is a song that I wrote over a cup of coffee. My friends were out of town. They were hanging out all over the place, and I was excited to see them. So I was sitting in a coffee shop playing my guitar, and someone walked up, came in the door, and I was making a joke out of the song and started singing it. And then later that day, I was like, dude, I should just finish that. And so I wrote it out. We recorded this in like a traditional bluegrass style, all around one microphone at Virginia Arts Recording, where I work at. And
nice.
It's a really cool video. You can find it on our Facebook page. This is called Where'd You Go?
Okay.
How was your trip? Did you fall in love with somewhere new? Heard you drove down to Georgia, to Savannah. I've never been down. Heard you took the long way back to see everything you could. Where'd you go? Tell me about it. What'd you see? Oh, what'd you do? Where'd you go? Tell me about it. What'd you eat? Should I go to? How was your trip? Did you fall in love with somewhere new? Heard you drove up to New England, to a cape that's made of cotton. Heard you got bit by a fish. Was it jelly or was it Swedish? Where'd you go? Tell me about it. What'd you see? Oh, what'd you do? Where'd you go? Tell me about it. What'd you eat? Should I go to? How was your trip? Did you fall in love with somewhere new? How was your trip? Did you fall in love with somewhere new? Well, I was walking around and talking to everyone we know. Well, I was thinking and smiling about all the places you get to go. I couldn't wait.
I couldn't wait.
No, I couldn't wait
I couldn't wait.
to see you and hear what's new. Well, I was sitting here and playing, writing this song to talk to you. How was your trip? Did you fall in love with somewhere new? How was your trip? Did you fall in love with somewhere new? Heard you drove down to Asheville where that French River turns all around. They've got mountains just made of smoke and a river made all out of green. Where'd you go? Tell me about it. What'd you see? Oh, what'd you do? Where'd you go? Tell me about it. What'd you eat? Should I go to? How was your trip? Did you fall in love with somewhere new? How was your trip? Did you fall in love with somewhere new? How was your trip? Did you fall in love with somewhere new?
Oh, so good. Hell yeah, Jerry. Goosebumps right now. Bridget says, I love this song. Hodges Meyer's giving you some props. Love it. Didn't know you did this genre.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh my God, dude.
I was trying to write bluegrass, I guess. I don't know.
Fire. I'm going to flip the script. Talk to us about that song.
I love that song.
Me
I mean, you
too.
wrote it about your friends going off on trips and wanting to hear the story about it when they get back, and just the hook of the song, and then especially the line. Every time I hear it, it makes me laugh. But heard you got bit by a fish. Was it jelly or was it Swedish? Yeah. I can't help but smile every time I hear that,
it doesn't
too.
really make sense, but my friend did get stung by a jellyfish, and I was like,
And I ate a lot of Swedish fish.
I
so.
like
Dude,
Swedish
that
fish.
song is an effing hit.
Thanks, man.
Dude, fucking hit.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that.
So it's honestly a song where I really like doing as a performer because I can see
People
your
responding,
reaction.
yeah.
People will
You
move.
were feeding off it.
Yeah, dude. So there are two kinds of shows: shows where you lose energy and shows where you gain energy. Anytime you play that song, it's a show where you're gaining energy, which is awesome. It's on Spotify, it's on Tidal, iTunes, all that stuff. You can find it if you're looking for it. But one of my favorite things about the song is really actually the end of the bridge, where I'm talking about writing this song to talk to you, and then you hit the chorus, and it's a way to directly talk to someone as a songwriter.
I love it. Ron Gantz, what up? Mary Blake, what up? Kathy Joseph, what up? Cynthia Viejo, what up? Timothy James Fallis. I mean, the list goes on. You guys crushed this show. The show in totality archived on ilovecville.com. We'll chop up the show into sizzle reels, approachable clips where the songs themselves will be featured for 30 to 45 days across the I Love CVille network. Fridays, we feature badass musicians like these MFers right here, and they crushed it, okay? I want to highlight the show on Sunday one more time. Before we do, how can we further get touched by your talents, your given ability, your brand, your your music. Asher, you first, please.
Yeah, so I have a website, which is my name, AsherMcGlothlin.com, Facebook, Instagram, and then as Orion was saying for his music, Spotify, YouTube, Tidal, iTunes, Apple Music. I love that you threw Tidal in there.
Dude, no one thinks
You always
about
just
it.
like slip. You always like slip
Tidal,
in there, like,
yeah.
oh yeah, Jay-Z's.
Yeah,
It's Jay-Z,
dude.
right?
Yeah. I'm proud of it. It's cool, man. I'm on Tidal, dude.
Same question for you, Orion.
So again, I have a website. You can find a link on our Facebook page there in the comment section. We have an Instagram. We have a YouTube. I have an email list on the Facebook page. You can sign up for that, and you'll get kind of behind-the-scenes nonsense that we talk about. Asher and I are embarking on a Northeast tour in July that we're super stoked
Nice.
about. So if you're in New
I was
York
supposed to ask that
or
question.
Burlington,
It's right there,
Well,
Northeast tour in July.
I got you, Jared.
Thank
I
you.
got you,
Thank
man.
you. Damn it.
Sorry to take your
No,
talking
I'm glad
points,
you did.
but
I forgot it.
I was stoked about it. We're excited. We're going to be in Burlington, Vermont, and then Connecticut, Plainville, and Plainview. Sorry.
That's baller.
Yeah, and then Manhattan. We're playing at the Rockwood Music Hall, and we're super stoked for that.
How do you book the
13th.
gigs?
A lot of emails.
Lots of cold emails.
Lots of calling people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that
Yeah.
the worst part about being a musician?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not
admin work.
Yeah, admin work. You sit there on your laptop, and
I would say carrying large speakers is my least favorite.
that
part.
is also that's what I get
would much
paid
rather
for.
Send, if you were like, would you like to email people for an hour, or would you like to carry gear for an hour?
Nice.
I would
Yeah.
go email.
Email? Yeah. How's it going to work in Manhattan? Do you take the gear on the train, on the subway?
No.
So far, everywhere we're playing at has a full sound system.
Yeah.
Okay, so
We're
you just
really
come with the
excited
guitar.
about
Hopefully,
that.
we're going to show up with guitars and
Yeah.
maybe a bass drum.
Yeah, I'm
for
gonna
Orion.
play
It's
some kick
incorporate
drum.
that.
That's
Sometimes
awesome.
I do the Shaky Grave style.
That's awesome. Favorite, this is a tough question. Toughest question for you so far. Favorite venue in Charlottesville to play? And just because it's favorite doesn't mean you're marginalizing the other ones. It's just, it's your favorite. You got a lot of people watching now, by the way. You got folks
boy.
at the Southern and the Jefferson and the Pav watching right now.
I do really, really love the Southern.
Southern's amazing. It's so
the
intimate.
The Southern's really
Yeah.
cool, and you can really vibe off your friends. I like the Jefferson.
Jefferson's
just
amazing,
because
too.
like the architecture and the sound there is really good.
Yeah, I feel like people get like, not in a bad way, but they get rowdy in a way at the Southern that they do not get at any other.
it is a
venue
good
in
way
town,
because
which-
you're in a
which I-
basement. Everybody
You're in
gets
a
rowdy in the
basement, you
basement.
know?
You're in a basement.
I-
There's no windows.
Yeah.
You normally know like 65 or 70% of the people there. You have easy access to the bar and don't have to wait in line, so you get some beer
There's
muscles.
two bars
There's
now.
two
Yeah.
bars. You get after
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I love the
Did you
Southern.
say beer and muscles?
You get beer muscles, man. I mean, I have some
Yeah,
drinks.
I'm
You know, I
about
get
the
a little.
muscles. I love
I mean, you
muscles.
can already tell I'm high
Yeah.
energy. Imagine.
No, I
after
was
14
excited about the
beers.
muscles. I don't know if you picked up on my song. I
I
really
don't
like
have the
food.
muscles. I don't have the muscles.
No, you got them.
Let me throw this to you here. The intimacy of playing in a live show with your friends, your homies, and strangers responding to your music. Grant Jordan says, "Congrats, Orion, you're killing it." The intimacy of like a crowd responding to your music and your voice. What's that like? I mean, I
Actually, I'll
think
let you-
everyone that's an average Joe or a layman that's not a musician, that's one of the aspects they idolize of a musician.
I think one of the best moments of my entire life, I would say, was playing at the Southern. And I think it may have been back in January, but playing one of my songs, "Awfully Glad You Came," and noticing some people in the crowd kind of like singing along to it.
Yeah.
And it's just making something that other people like appreciate and listen to, and it doesn't just have to be music. I feel like everyone through whatever your trade is. I mean, that's your art form. Whatever your profession is, that's your art form, and you can, express your care and your love for other people.
Yeah.
By putting your full heart and soul into what you do.
Passion, your profession.
Exactly.
Do you have that
Yeah.
with architecture?
Absolutely.
You
Yeah.
do? That's
Yeah.
awesome. So you have two passions.
Yeah.
You're a lucky man.
Very, very, very lucky.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Because people go at a lifetime without
Really good
finding.
at architecture too.
Yeah?
Thanks, man.
What?
Appreciate it.
Tough question. Architecture or playing music? Architecture's paying the bills. More so right now, right?
Yeah.
VMDO?
I worked there until about a year ago, and
Okay.
shout out to them. I love all of the people at VMDO.
Okay. Brittany Butler?
Brittany Butler, yeah.
Yeah, I know Brittany well.
I played at Brittany and Doug's wedding. Played their first dance song.
She's good people.
Yeah.
That's a
Love
stressful
them.
gig. First dance songs.
It is a very stressful gig, but
It's
then
fun.
afterwards you're like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
really
over.
glad
Yeah.
I got
Now
to
you
be
can
a
get
part
after
of
it.
this, like,
Yeah, it's so
beautiful,
amazing.
the moment. Yeah.
Did you answer architecture or live music, playing music? You're going to take the fifth on that one?
Yeah, honestly, like it's hard to say. I might lean a little architecture though.
Wow.
I really love architecture.
Nice.
Yeah.
Baller. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
That's cool.
We'll close on this. Sunday, guys, these guys, you can see them in real time at the Front Porch. Who, what, when, where, why?
So Sunday night, our doors are at 6:30. Tickets are $10 pre-sale. You can get them on the Front Porch website. Come on out. It's going to be a great time. We've got some beer and wine for you guys. We're going to have some Charlottesville's finest fake trees in attendance, and we're pretty stoked about that.
Large paper lanterns.
Potentially, if you have candles, send us a direct message. We may need 100 candles or something like that. But just
little battery ones.
yeah, the little battery ones. I don't know. We're not trying to set off the smoke alarms. But yeah, Sunday night, come see us. And if you're not trying to do that, stop by either of our Facebook pages. We both have regular gigs in the area. We have some residencies, things like that. Yeah.
Orion? Asher?
Thank you so much.
Hey,
Thanks,
thank
man.
you.
Thanks for having
you
us on the
guys made
show.
us better today. I love these guys. They crushed it. They crushed it. Crushed it. ILoveCVille.com for the full show. We close the program the same way every single time. We ask you to embody the golden rule. I'm not making this about religion. I'm making this about treating others how you want to be treated yourself. Treat others how you want to be treated yourself,
Absolutely.
and you will see the positive impact it has across our community. Charlottesville needs it more than ever. The world needs it more than ever. It's the golden rule, the golden rule, and the golden rule. Harris Tolber, the director, Judah Wickhauer, producer, Lauren Linsky, the team upstairs producing the program as well. It's the I Love CVille Show, Monday through Friday, 12:30 to 1:49 p.m. on the I Love CVille Network. Enjoy your weekend, baby. Have fun. Get after it. Be
I
safe.
do love CVille.
Great work.
Thanks, man.
Dude, you crushed it.
Thank you so much for
Effing
having us
crushed
on
it.
here. This was
Yeah,
awesome.
dude, it was awesome. It was totally awesome.